And with all that said and done, we are off, and we are seeing some Link House starts, but also Sang starts.
All right, so we got a full heart container in Link's house. Nobody can complain about that. Obviously, someone down there rocking the Boo from Super Mario World. Not what people wanted to see, a key in the Sank chest, but...
So we got that super early map check, and it looks like 3 crystals in the light world to me. We see GamerCal opting to do the Houlihan strat, while Bob is heading towards Kakariko.
And you called it earlier, Marjevich. Houlihan, a very viable option here. GamerCal is trying to decenter the camera so that when he falls into this hole here, the game doesn't exactly know where he is, so it drops him into the Houlihan room with all of those rupees as we get silvers from the uncle.
I mean, that's gonna be an item location that all of our players here today will check. You're not gonna leave out that one, and having that guaranteed knowledge that I don't have to deal with silver less Ganon, that's a great feeling to have.
Absolutely, and depending on whether we find the bow early in this game, silver arrows can make bosses absolutely trivial.
So GamerCal here, very different routing here. It's gonna buy bombs in this cave and maybe make a very early check out to the eastern side of Hyrule.
Be interesting, possibly South Shore, hitting up Mini Moldorm Cave with bombs. And I don't know if he just forgot that he didn't have flippers there, but he wasn't. Obviously, he was not setting up another Houlihan. I don't know why he dropped into the water there.
He was checking what was on the island, I would assume, and there was nothing on that island.
Oh, the hoarder with bombs. That is certainly going to help Zelda out. No need to Houlihan.
Yeah, both Zelda and Bob have plenty of bombs heading into Kakariko. As GamerCal now here at Houlihan, someone's going to take this reverse route in, maybe farm some bomb at the 50-50 spots, or just go straight to Kakariko and buy them instead.
GamerCal checking out Sahasrah's closet. Nothing doing there. Opts not to run into Eastern Palace. Probably a smart move. You can't complete it at this point. But there are 3 items in there, but he says, you know what, there are other higher percentage locations right now, like the South Shore, so we're going to get a dam check here while Dr. Bob Tastic heads on into Blind's Hut.
There's a lot of items here in Kakariko with the first 5 here down in Blind's basement, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if GamerCal's gonna, as Bob picks up the gloves here, that GamerCal is gonna head on over to Aegina's cave after this.
That would be interesting, and not what you would expect. Agona's Cave, Aegina's Cave, however it's pronounced, tends to be a low percentage location, but obviously that can be a huge turning point in the game if it is one of those seeds where progression is located at Agona's Cave.
Meanwhile, we do have all of our other players here in Kakariko. GamerCal is not going to go Aegina, so he's heading off east, which is the more standard regular play. It's a long way to walk over to Aegina.
Yeah, he's going to show us some skills with the bombs there, using the bombs to kill the mini Moldorms.
And hopefully we'll be able to get that double on the left side. So Bob is checking out the well, someone taking a reverse path in and buying bombs, not having found anything just yet.
And GamerCal does get the double, but misses on the right side. And just rupees in the well for Dr. Bob. So it looks like Kakariko doesn't have very much progression, but there's the hammer in Mini Moldorm Cave, and a sword, and the Moon Pearl. Wow, we've got
the mirror from the bottle merchant.
And mirror from the bottle merchant. Wow, all at once there. Dang.
You know, this routing is going to work out extremely well for GamerCal. He's going to be able to go back to Kakariko after this, pick up the gloves, and go straight into the Dark World, and have the mirror for that additional routing.
Yeah, absolutely. You just hit the nail on the head. And that is how routing, while, you know, there wasn't really any reason that GamerCal went this way. It's not that it's a higher percentage, it's just the way he chose to route it. But that simple choice like that, as you mentioned, is going to have profound effects later on in the game.
Yeah, that's essentially one less trip over to Kakariko. Sounded like to talk about double-dipping dungeons you have to visit them multiple times, but sometimes there's some overworld locations like Kakariko that you may have to go back to several times. And if you don't have boots or flute, it's quite the walk from Sanctuary to get there.
Absolutely. And we have triple booms on the library chest, or on the library bookshelf. And at Race Game, we have just some arrows. So GamerCal is really the only one, or only runner right now who has any weapon other than bombs.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to do this entire escape sequence with the weapons that he have in hand. Not that many items, but it seems like he wants to check as much as possible before going into Kakariko, which is reminiscent of the kind of routing that Pink Kitty Rose did during the spring tournament.
Yep. All right, so as we've noted before, there's another check from someone there showing that Eastern Palace is a red crystal, as well as Desert. Is it both Desert Palace and Eastern?
Yeah, both red crystals here in the Light World in this seed.
That's highly unusual, but given the early Dark World access, since we know GamerCal has Dark World access right now, we might actually see a race where Pyramid Fairy has something.
Absolutely, we will still need a way to get into Desert. We'll still need the bow, a fire source, and things like that. But you have to imagine that is on your head because of how early you have at least vision of those 5-6 crystals.
And if you were watching Zelda there, using the disappearing trick with the mirror, where you can make blocks disappear, and avoiding having to double dip the dam there.
And that's one of those advantages with having either the mirror or the hook shot. Saves a little bit of time when checking that dam. Selgadis, and also noticing there's a crab here over on the way over to the mini Moldorm Cave. I'm gonna get some more bombs.
Yeah, well, we were talking about GamerCal there. GamerCal has found the power gloves in Escape, so that when he goes through and finishes up Kakariko, he will already have the Titan's mitts. GamerCal is just making all the right decisions right now.
That's mitts and hammer for your first Dark World visit. That's really uncommon in this version of the logic.
Absolutely.
You will have so many options where you want to go. Could even see him maybe deciding to sequence break up to Death Mountain. I don't think he will, but the option is there.
Yeah. It'll depend on... Oh, there's a bottle, too.
Oh, that's just even better.
Yeah, it'll depend on the dungeon layout in the Dark World, I think. If you go to the Dark World and you see that, let's say, Thieves Town is available and it's a crystal, I mean, bam, you just go straight there.
So are you looking forward to Selga's 8.5-minute hype cave check here?
That's impressive. All right, we have pendants at Skullwoods, Thieves Town, and Swamp Palace, with Thieves Town being the green pendant. So interesting configuration awaits our runners here.
Oh, and GamerCal with the flute in the back.
Oh my gosh, GamerCal with all the progression. But let's see if we have anything in the cave formerly known as Hype Cave. And we do have a sword upgrade, so that's a little bit of hype. 2, maybe 3 out of 10 hype.
I mean, that's a mandatory weapon. You need to have at least Master Sword to beat the game.
Right, but we don't know where the other swords are located at this time, so...
I guess the hype may be adjusted depending on how the seed progresses.
Exactly, yeah. We'll reserve our ruling on the hype of Hype Cave for later on.
We're also seeing GamerCal here going through this dark room here. This is really tricky dark room to get done, and just having to do it in open mode, because normally you have the light cone here. There's the 20 rupees, so not a worthwhile sequence break, but good to get that out of the way.
Yeah, again, as we were talking about, GamerCal has made so many routing choices here that have obviated the need for him to return to specific areas, and that's exactly what he did there. He's like, I can clear all of this out right now, and I won't have to come back after finding the lamp.
In GamerCal now, when he goes into Kakariko, activates the flute, checks Sickid because he has a bottle, and then just straight into the Dark World, has the mirror, has mids, can check so much stuff.
Yeah, this is nuts for GamerCal, and I wonder how long it will take some of our other runners to go into Escape to pick up those Titans mitts, because with the mitts, as you mentioned, GamerCal will have so many things available to him when he routes through, say, South Dark World or does the North Dark World route, that is going to give him a huge advantage.
Now, the pendant layout isn't necessarily the best. You tend to want Thieves Town to be a crystal because it's so easy to get into and just get it over with. The Skullwoods, often that as well. You just need a fire rod for that. So
yeah.
I wonder how much our players will be checking in Thieves Town. Do you just do the first 4 items, or do you do something else? Someone has activated the flute, and he's making the Death Mountain call.
Sure, why not? You're in logic. So, and gonna go ahead and pick up the old man here, because that gives you a save and quit location. Not as important once you found the flute, but it is helpful.
Absolutely, and this is a sequence break that basically everyone at this level of play knows how to do, blindfolded, I guess. And Bob, all the way over to the pyramid here, and, well, there's the lamp.
Yeah. All right, so Dr. Bob-tastic's gonna not have to do any dark rooms. Old man with, wow, giving him his someone his retirement savings there, 300 rupees on the old man.
Money is still somewhat necessary if they're gonna be planning a Sora trip at some point, but someone's sitting at almost 900 rupees. He is stacked for the rest of the run.
Absolutely. The purveyor extraordinaire of life lessons could possibly have something for our runners today. We'll find out. Possibly. And on Death Mountain, we got more money on Spectacle Rock. Inside the cave, there is a shield, which certainly all of our runners are going to skip.
Yeah, the shield is a very low priority item for players in general.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for GamerCal to decide how he's going to route this Dark World when he goes in. Someone has decided that he wants to make the Tower of Hera call really early here.
That's not a terrible choice. It is a crystal. You know, he runs the possibility of not being able to complete the dungeon because of lack of a fire source. But and he gets dead rocked.
Oh, but look at Bob here, making the play into Escape to get himself the mitts, and he has that lamp, which means that he's the only one with the fire source.
All right, so someone heading down here into Hera. There's the big key. Fire source not required. So the Tower of Hera call possibly works out here. There is still the possibility that there is an item in the basement. We'll keep tabs on Tower of Hera. It does have 2 unique items, so we'll see how that works out.
We will indeed, and so Selga now activates his flute. Is he going to flute away right now? He is.
And yep.
He's making the Death Mountain play instead of doing all the stuff in the Dark World that you can do right now.
So Dr. Bob has the mitts, so does GamerCal. GamerCal is going to go straight out to the Dark World, and it looks like, well, we'll see what he does once he completes his map check and see what decision he makes. I think you do go in for the first 4 items in Steve's Town. Pendant Steve's usually just, particularly with it being green pendant, it's just so it's too enticing.
Yeah, you can just check the first 4 items, mirror out pretty quickly. Just making the early Skull Boots dip just to see what's in the entrance is also a viable option. But
yes,
I mean, he has the mitts. He has so much he can check here on the southern path. So I don't blame him for disregarding Skull Boots at this point.
No, I don't either. Only 2 items in Skull Woods, although it can be completed very quickly. It's a pendant, so.
Meanwhile, Moldorm is dead for someone, and that's going to be his first crystal.
Indeed, 1435 first crystal, and I made a liar out of myself. I forgot to check. Did he get 1 or 2 items out of Tower of Hera? I don't know if he's going to have to go back later.
You know, I don't even think he checked the first floor chest. Because it didn't seem that way to me. Maybe I missed that completely.
Okay, but yep, he's hopping back in.
Yeah. That's an interesting routing choice. You're just hoping that, oh, the map and compass is here and in the basement. And, well, 2 shields up on Death Mountain. No one really cares about that.
All right, so that was the second. He found the shield in Tower of Hera, and apparently it found 10 arrows. Thank you to the chat for that one. So that is complete for Tower of Hera.
And that's good news for someone, because that's an item location he does not have to worry about later.
Yep.
That is going to be good news for Selga as well.
Yeah, that's one of those things that can haunt you as you go play through a seed, is if you don't have the ability to get every item location in a dungeon. Thieves' Town is like that as well with the hammer. It haunts you for the rest of the seed. Should I go back and check that?
GamerCal is going to continue here with this green pendant play.
I can't say that I really blame him. You know, he doesn't have the lamp right now. Of course, GamerCal doesn't need the lamp, but as far as you know, checking yourself with the logic of the seed, that's helpful. But you know, he also doesn't have Cane of Samaria or either of the rods or the bow or the hookshot or the flippers or any medallions. But he's looking for so much stuff right now, and I know he could traverse the dark world and light world, but yeah, it's green pendant, man. It's so enticing.
Yeah, definitely. And does have the mirrors. Even if he can't clear Eastern Palace of Darkness back to back, you can always just check him when you're over there. And if you route Hype Cave with the Pyramid into Palace of Darkness Eastern, it's definitely a viable choice. Selga struggling a little bit more with Moldorm, but will manage to get that down. And meanwhile, someone picked up a very nice item.
What are those? The boots!
Well, clearly getting boots before your opponents is really good because you move faster, and there's a few item locations you can check out. Someone, of course, he can check Kingstone via the Dark World, a bit convoluted, but can make the call if he wants to. Bob is going to the Mire area.
That's not a bad play at all. You've got the flute, you've got the Titan's mitts, you can check the medallion that you need. He's got the mirror as well, so he can route in Checkerboard Cave and probably Akinus Cave as well.
And if Desert isn't boots locked, he can clear out that dungeon.
Indeed.
We did see that Bombos is the medallion from Mire in the seed, and could be a worry that the seed may want you to use Bombos for another dungeon.
Yeah. The fire rod isn't available, the logic will consider the fact that you can destroy the Freezors in Ice Palace with Bombos. So.
That is the sad, I guess, state of affairs.
Sure, interesting. Dr. Bob just turning his nose up at the piece of heart there, doesn't want to take the extra 3 seconds it would take to pick it up.
Must feel pretty safe with just 7 hearts green mail. There's a lot of heart containers left in the game, so he's bound to find them at some point.
Very true.
GamerCal heading into blind. Someone went up and bought some bombs and is now going to check Hype Cave.
Right, so GamerCal, yeah, like you said, entering the blind fight. See if he gets the perfect blind fight. I know he has the execution to be able to do it. Uses a spin there. Interesting. So not the perfect blind fight, but still not going to be terribly difficult for GamerCal here.
So about that Desert Palace, small key on torch, and the chest had the mushroom.
Huh. I heard you like fetch quests.
I also heard you like boots are required.
Yep. And so GamerCal gets that green pendant. We'll see how long it takes him to return it and whether or not that was a good decision. Otherwise, nothing doing in Steve's Town. Meanwhile, Dr. Bobtastic lifts the lid on Checkerboard Cave, and we have the bow!
That's a significant pickup for Bob. Will be able to, with his loadout, do Palace of Darkness Eastern back-to-back with the mirror. If he just I mean, we have Pyramid Fairy in Logic now from our perspective because of this.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is huge for Dr. Bob Tastic, who pretty much he's in a little bit better situation than GamerCal is right now. Only because he has not completed Thieves Town, and probably not likely to do so. And in Agonist Cave, ladies and gentlemen, that's gotta be Kane! Kane of Samaria.
Do you remember when I mentioned earlier I wouldn't be surprised if GamerCal went to a Genius Cave after the dam? That would have changed things considerably. Of course, Kane of Samaria required for both Meyer and Turtle Rock this seed, and possibly for Ganon's Tower. Bob is in a fantastic position right now.
Yeah, Dr. Bob is doing great here. I think it's unfair at all to Dr. Bob to say that GamerCal has got the execution advantage on him in general, but Bob right now has routed this impeccably.
Absolutely, and Selga and someone both will be making some checks here in the Dark World in the Village of Outcast area. GamerCal, just unless that green pennant has something, it's a lot of time down the drain. Also, can it be, I guess, like Ice Rod Bombo's tablet on pedestal or something like that could be beneficial, but this early on, I don't really think that you place your bets on that.
Yeah, because I mean, looking at the pendant dungeons, right? The flippers can't be on ped.
Yeah.
The fire rod can't be on ped. Hookshot can't be on ped. So, and for green pendant, well, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. GamerCal is gonna check it at some point, now making the trip into Skull Woods.
Yeah, spending a lot of time in pendant dungeons, which, quite frankly, is not a bad choice most of the time in this version of the randomizer. But as far as we know right now, most of the progression is outside of pendant dungeons, and Dr. Bob is about to do the double dip for Palace of Darkness and Eastern. He's going to be able to do them back to back. They are both crystals, so that's going to be 2 crystals in about 10 minutes.
This is just the play to make in this situation when you have everything you need to do these 2 dungeons, and you have the mirror to get back from one to the other, and also help you out with routing Palace of Darkness, which can be a bit tricky sometimes.
Yes, indeed. The only item that Dr. Bob Tastic probably wishes that he had right now for this dungeon is the boots, but he'll get up there eventually.
Yeah, he will be there at some point for Tower of Air and Turtle Rock, and he knows the boots has to be somewhere. And we also see Selga going through with this Eastern Palace. We'll clear this dungeon out, and let's see if someone's gonna do the same.
You mean Thieves Town?
What did I say?
You said Eastern. It's all right.
They look the same.
They do. They really do.
I meant Eastern as in West.
Yes, because of course.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
I never make mistakes. Never. It never happens.
That's right. We've always been at war with
Commentators
Eurasia.
are perfect people who can never make mistakes. It's important to note.
That's right.
Actually, that's a lie. Okay, someone, will you also continue? Yes, you will.
So all of our runners, well, 3 of our runners are going to go through Thieves Town and not find much for their troubles here.
Yeah, they're all hoping for someone on that green pennant. And meanwhile, Bob is just clearing out crystal dungeons. It's a pretty good strategy.
Absolutely. I mean, it's you have to go in anyway, and unless you're dealing with a dungeon like, say, Swamp or Ice, where go moding them is less than half the time of a full clear, it's not that much of a loss by going through and full clearing dungeons that you have to clear anyway.
And especially dungeons where you don't know where the big key is, like Palace of Darkness, like Mystery Mire, where you may still end up checking the entire dungeon anyway.
Right.
Eastern is also sort of like that. The big key ends up being in its vanilla location. You have to go all the way around and sometimes find a shovel in Palace of Darkness.
Exactly. So I heard you like fetch quests. So we got 2 fetch quests pending here, but the shovel and the mushroom.
Yeah, we'll see if either of those manages to hold something good.
As Chad pointed out, someone getting just walloped by those darn crickets in Thieves Town do 2 points of damage or 2 hearts of damage in green mail. It's just so unfair. And they take, what is it, 3 hits with the Master Sword, or 2 hits with the Master Sword? Just not fun.
I believe it is 2 hits, but even then, our players are still sitting on low heart numbers, still in green mail. Zelda's time now for blind.
And Dr. Bob with a very nicely done hammer yump.
That's a really difficult jump to get. Also, GamerCal found the final shield. And skipped it, of course.
As we all would.
And Selga's taking down blind. Someone's gonna be there soon, and I mean, we're waiting patiently to see what Sahasrara has in store for us.
Yeah, absolutely. As we mentioned earlier, the Book of Mudora at the Smiths, that opens up the tablets. That could be really good for GamerCal.
It could be, but he's the only one without the Master Sword right now. With the route here with the chest, he can check the bombos. Maybe he's hoping for a sword along the way. Oh, he's gonna check high case. Yeah, he's gonna get the sword and be able to do bombos tablets. So it conveniently works out. Unless he flutes. Well, he's still gonna go into the dark world. Let's see how he routes this. Someone is gonna do the blind fight.
Dr. Bob Tastic routing through what he coined as the Mullet Mansion, because it was in fact business in the front and party at the back. But no real progression yet in Palace of Darkness, and he's in danger of taking a death here. At this point, you might want to just take the death anyway for the refill.
Okay, so I'm sorry for interrupting you, but GamerCal fluted away and then used his portal back that he took to just get instantly back into the dark world. That was some really excellent routing from him. Now back to you.
Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So, Dr. Bob, there's only 1 item left here in Palace of Darkness. I don't know if it is a unique item or if it's a dungeon item. We'll wait and see when Dr. Bob Tastic menus here.
Well, we see map and compass already in Skull Woods. Skull Woods is not being nice in terms of its items, at least.
Not surprising.
Actually, I think there was a map and compass in the first 2 chests, even in Skull Woods, and there is the compass left in Palace of Darkness.
And that's going to be what Helmasaur King has. So Dr. Bob Tastic will have cleared out Palace of Darkness, full clear for nothing really. But obviously he had to.
It's that shovel in pod, which could be something we don't know. Could be. Everyone else is making trips into pendant dungeons that so far not working out at all for them.
No, not in the slightest bit. Of course, Zelda is the only one who's... Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Someone also completed a pendant or a crystal dungeon. I'm just going to sit back here and shut up for a second.
I know that feel. GamerCal will have the mitts when he's up on the Death Mountain, so he's gonna be able to check everything when he makes that trip. Well, apart from Hookshot Cave. There's a few additional locations he can check, and of course, which medallion do I need for Turtle Rock?
We know it's Bombos, but he doesn't. I'm sorry, you said Turtle Rock. See, I told you I needed to sit back and shut up for a second.
It happens. Anyway, Bob here. A really good Helmasaur King fight. He has 1 silver arrow to the face.
Yep. Nicely done. He's going to drop a compass, but more importantly, he will drop an all-important crystal. That will be Dr. Bob's first. However, as you mentioned before, he has not been up to Death Mountain yet, I don't believe. He certainly hasn't gone into
Yeah.
Hera. But with Mitts and Hammer and the Moon Pearl, yeah.
He's gonna do Easter now, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's gonna make the Death Mountain play after this. GamerCal is gonna check out Bombo's tablet now, picked up the Master Sword in Hype Cave. Selga is gonna take the dip into King's Tome. No Mitts, so a bit of an awkward way to get over here, but he doesn't have any other choice.
And it's the Fire Rod in King's Tomb. Zelga with a very nice find there, as just 50 bucks falls from the sky. But there's Ether Medallion in Eastern. That could be Turtle Rock.
That could definitely be Turtle Rock. That Fire Rod is incredibly nice pickup. He doesn't have the lamp yet, so that's his first fire source as well. GamerCal's gonna check out the Mire area now, and he will likely get his bow here.
Yep, almost certainly.
And someone... Oh, yeah, a bit of a routing mishap here. Did not have the mitts and could not use the portal, and that's a really important item location as well. Extremely unfortunate circumstances here for someone.
That's what GamerCal is going to find out now as well, that he does not have the boots that he needs to complete Desert. Zelga doing some Jesus walking here.
Yeah, our first little Sora check here has all the money in the world for this.
Yep. We got a B-Torp and a full heart.
That's his first bottle, but we know that Siki doesn't have anything to seed. GamerCal sees a small key on the torch, and he is hoping for a big key, but he's gonna find a mushroom instead. And now someone gets the lamp up on the pyramid.
And we'll see. It is, ladies and gentlemen, the purveyor extraordinaire of life lessons, King Zora himself, with the Quack Medallion. That could be important, too. We are still in suspense as to what medallion is required for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Bombos, we're still looking for it, but Ether is in Eastern, Quake is on Sora, which feels a bit weird because catfish. But, I mean, you're not saying no to that.
Right.
Someone will now be able to get the mitts. This may lead him back to King's Tome, which will give him the Fire Rod that he does need in the seed. And GamerCal will pick up his lovely red cane in Aegina's cave as well. I mean, pretty convenient. Just first you get the bow and then you get the cane. Just the cave
that
right
was
next door.
That was amazing.
And Selga, he has still not been at the back of escape, does not have the mitts, and therefore has not been able to pick up the bow, which is mitts locked in the seed. He's looking to make a play into pod.
Without the bow, that's just gonna slow him down significantly. Meanwhile, Dr. Bob is about to make very short work of the Armos Knights here with the silver arrows. He'll have his second crystal. He's already picked up Palace of Darkness.
Indeed. And GamerCal has delivered in this mushroom and will be rewarded with something he doesn't care about. In fact, he's just gonna hard reset and go for a Batcave glitch later on. And I did not see what Sahasrara had, because Selga had the green pendant, so... presume nothing?
I presume as well. Mail upgrade.
Oh yeah, that's the red mail there for him. Also, Armos is dead for Bob. It just kind of happened.
Happened very quickly.
And GamerCal, of course, now with the bow and the hammer and the mirror, just gonna follow what Bob has just done. You know, get the 2 crystals over here. And with Bob now heading up to Death Mountain, this is gonna give him Tower of Error Crystal, and he's gonna get the boots. That's gonna give him Desert Palace. It's gonna give him Pyramid Fairy, and he's gonna be able to see what is needed for that Turtle Rock.
Well, we are still in suspense as to where that ice rod is going to be. Now, by logic, our runners are going to have to find the flippers. However, you can fake flipper to Ice Palace to get that crystal, so flippers are not going to be 100% required this seed.
Yes, in fact, I'd argue our players do not want to see the flippers, because that could force them to make a play into Swamp Palace, and I don't think they want to do that.
Nobody wants to go into Swamp Palace.
Well, Swamp has had the goodies as of late, I've noticed, in the end of the spring tournament at least.
Yeah, very, very true, but Slow Palace, oof.
Yeah. If you can go somewhere else, you go somewhere else.
All right, looks like we're back. We had no idea what Catfish had.
I mean, it's Catfish, so 20 rupees, I guess, since
Right.
Sora took the Quake.
Yes, as Chad is saying, Catfish broke the stream. Indeed. Darn that Quake fish.
Well, we'll assume it wasn't anything of relevance. If it was anything of relevance, we should be able to see that at some point. Zelda here is forced to do this room in the dark since he did not pick up that lamp on the pyramid. At this point, we're essentially waiting for one of our players to decide to check out some of the newer, unseen areas at this point, like Dark Death Mountain. What is Turtle Rock really? Which medallion is that?
Someone getting the bow.
Likely gonna make him, you know, check out a Genius Cave and get the cane, and then Eastern Palace of Darkness after that.
Yeah.
Seems like that's the way to play this seed.
Yeah, it really does.
And does look like Catfish had a sword upgrade.
Yeah. Tempered sword.
Considering we're gonna see Selga here use the Spottle glitch, since he doesn't have the bow here for Palace of Darkness, but considering Catfish is a pretty far out location, I'd still say that the Hype Cave was relatively hype.
Yeah.
I see you disagree.
Yeah. Hype. Relatively hype. You know, that was the only thing in there.
Yeah, but it's better than, you know, 80 rupees and an arrow capacity upgrade.
True.
And someone here with the boots will be able to clear out the Desert Palace completely, has the fire sources, everything he needs to do this time. And Gamer Cal also having to go through these dark rooms.
So someone probably going to show us what the other item in desert is. As Dr. Bob, it's like we'll probably. All right, I would think he would check Dark Death Mountain here. He does have the hammer.
It looks like he wants to do the light wall checks and then take the Turtle Rock portal and hope that it's ether so he can open it immediately.
Right.
But if it's not ether, could be Sora required, or we could still be looking for Bumbles. But in that case, we do know it's not inside of Mire.
And so for folks hoping for, you know, pedestal hype, well, technically flippers could be on ped, but none of our runners would bother if it were.
No, it can't be because Swamp.
Oh yeah, Swamp. Never mind.
Yeah.
But of course, Ice Rod can, because it always can.
Yeah.
That's just about it, unless Turtle Rock is Bombos, and then Bombos could be on ped. But
yes. I will say that I do believe one of the early races we had this week in this tournament was in fact a pedestal Titansmiths.
Ooh, ugly.
Really ugly.
And someone, 1, 2, 3 dead Landmalas just like that. They dropped the Ice Rod, so there goes the pedestal hype. Someone picking up second crystal there. And we are just a... well, we're really just a medallion away from no mode here.
And we will know in just a few seconds as Bob here is gonna solve this hammer puzzle and head into the Dark World. Someone is gonna get his cane, and Bob is gonna see that it is ether.
It is. But there's one. I'm sorry, folks. There is one more item that we're waiting on.
The hook shot.
And that is the hook shot.
Unless you can hover, you will need the hook shot to seed.
Yeah. And even the people that can hover, a lot of times prefer to have the hook shot anyway.
Oh yes, absolutely. Because Moldorm is Moldorm, you know.
Indeed. We are waiting for Bombos for Mire, so...
Well, we can definitely say that this play into Thieves Town has not worked out because it was not required this seed.
No, not in the slightest bit. Oh, Dr. Bob screwing up his bonk to the one chest in Hookshot Cave you can check without the hookshot.
And meanwhile, someone now has both of the rods picked up, so he's looking really strong right now. We'll be able to do Eastern about, you know, now, and we'll be able to get the ether there, and just looking for the hookshot after that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to hover here, Bob? Yeah.
You're like, nah.
Some fan service for the restream.
Yeah, exactly.
Selga's got his cane. GamerCal's got Helmasaur King dead, and we'll be going into Eastern. And Bob, if you make this call...
Bob. Well, okay, so odds are, I can understand this play.
Yeah.
Odds are, if you don't have the fire rod, you're only going to be able to check one chest in here, and you're going to go out. So,
yes.
I can kind of understand this play.
Yes, he does not have the fire rod yet, and that is really good news for him because he is locked out.
Now, it is possible for the fire rod to be on as far back as Laser Bridge, but that takes a confluence of keys that is so unlikely as to almost not be possible.
Indeed.
Has anyone turned in the mushroom yet?
Yeah, it was a big heart.
Hmm.
GamerCal did it, and then he hard reset. Yeah, he wants that bat cave, you know.
Yeah.
Which could have the hookshot, you know. Well, Bob's gonna be able to do a desert here, and that will give him the ice rod.
It will, and he will have 4 crystals. He'll just need to head to King's Tomb, and he'll be able to complete the dungeon that he just dipped into, Turtle Rock.
And Selga is making a wild call here for Mothula.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out for him.
I mean, it's bombos or bust at this point.
Or
and
hookshot.
Of course, or hookshot, yeah, of course.
Again, Skull does have the nickname Value Woods, so I don't think it's a terrible play.
Well, it may just be something you have to check in the end, so why not get in and get the powder? So
there's the powder. So yeah, there's the powder. So if Magic Bat is required, that's a heck of a play.
Yeah, and means that if GamerCal is going to decide to do that little glitch, it's not really going to be out of logic. Of course, he does not have the Fire Rod yet. Where was the Fire Rod again?
Kingstown.
Oh yes, Kingstown.
Yep. So if there's one thing I hate, it's Mothula. I think everybody hates Mothula.
Mothula has a special place in our hearts, and it's not the place that you tend to visit.
No. Not in the slightest bit. So ladies and gentlemen, as we're waiting here to see Zelda take down the Moth, and most of our runners are going over territory that the others have covered, we'd like to remind you that, hey, if you enjoy what you're seeing here, and how could you not be, to give these runners a follow here on Twitch. As I always say, they are putting in hard work for your entertainment, and if you want to see more of this action from runners such as these, give them a follow. And of course, stay tuned here to the Speed Gaming family of networks for all your speed gaming tournament needs, including the summer The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer Open Mode Tournament. This is one qualifier race. Once the qualifier races are over, the top 8 will face off in a bracket round. So stay tuned for the rest of this tournament as well.
Absolutely, and there will be 24 races in total, with the players being able to participate in 4 of them. And the top 8 does in fact qualify for the single elimination bracket, where the top 4 will be sharing a prize pool of $8,000.
$8,000.
Yes, so Batcave.
And we'll see. Zelda goes to the Batcave, and the Batcave is boomerang.
Yeah, not really excited about that one.
No.
Guess it's time for Bob to do some digging.
Alright, we'll see. The fetch quests have not worked out so far.
Yeah, they sure haven't, and this is the last one. Everything else has been checked in terms of fetches, so what can we dig up?
Ooh, a sword!
That's really good!
Absolutely.
And he might not be taking a trip over to Catfish, so that could be his final sword.
And that's all any of our runners really need, though. And Zelda with the swag dash, he'll get his tempered sword.
And Bob releases the bee so he can buy a potion.
Bob gonna go to Turtle Rock? No.
We'll need that fire rod to make any progress.
Oh, that's
there.
right. That's
So,
right,
but
yeah.
this, look, I mean, if he went to the right, it was perfect for Kingstone, but maybe he wants to get in Graveyard Ledge or something like that as well.
Yeah, normally you would want to route in Graveyard Ledge when you can, because that's one of those out of the way places, and he may want to route Graveyard Ledge in with a Catfish check as well. If he does that, he'll end up with Butter.
Obviously, any sword upgrade is a good sword upgrade. That last one, not as important as the previous ones, though.
No, not at all. Still nice to have, and nobody's really going to be upset about getting it, but we'll see. Because remember, Dr. Bob has not yet gone into Thieves Town. Looks like, yep, he's going to.
But will he full clear it, or will he just check the first 4? I mean, the reason you're opening it is because you are thinking of going in there, you know.
Sure.
And also, Zelda picked up the lamp there on the pyramid. He's still looking for that bow. He's now gonna do the back of escape, the entire escape sequence, and we'll get the mitts with that.
So that is, I mean, basically what we're down to now, as at least in logic, is flippers, hookshot, bombos. For our runners, we really only need hookshot and bombos.
Yeah.
Because
So
I was going to say every single one of these will be able to fake flipper into Ice Palace if they don't find flippers.
And I also think it's unlikely that they will make any visit in there just yet, because they do know that the flippers are out there somewhere, and they may just be thinking that I don't think that the flippers are going to lead to these other two items.
Yeah, because one of the pendant dungeons that you have left is Swamp Palace anyway, so the flippers can't be gating that. Zelda has already run through Skull Woods and Thieves Town, so he knows that. I'm sorry, I lost it when I saw the bunny beam for the Emo Saru sprite. I'd never seen that before. Just holding up a green rupee distracted me for a second there.
The shiny green rupee, our demise.
Anyway, the point I was making though is that the flippers can't be gating Swamp. I mean, they could be gating Swamp Palace, but they probably have to be in Turtle Rock or one of the. And they couldn't be in Ice Palace either, but they'd probably be in Turtle Rock or Mire at this point.
Yeah, and people seem to like to make plays into Turtle Rock in this version of the logic, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a player go in there. Someone has everything he needs to clear that at this point.
Yeah, it's one of those that you never want to have to go into before the last dungeon, because it's so convenient to have Ganon's Tower right next door.
Yeah, but sometimes you just aren't able to get that.
Yeah. All right, so Zelga's going to get some, I can't believe it's not butter here from the Quakefish. It's not going to be what he wanted, but it's certainly better than a big 20.
Most certainly. And Bob also going with this full clear on Thieves Town, so they're all making this play, but Bob having some better equipment being in here will be able to do it faster than the other players.
Yeah, absolutely. That was, for a while there, that was the big difference separating Dr. Bob-tastic from the rest of the runners. Every other runner did the full clear of Thieves Town, and he had managed to avoid it, but again, that pesky hook shot and bombos medallion. Also, Dr. Bob has not yet found Fire Rod either, but makes you do crazy things.
Well, randomizer is randomizer. You never know where the item you're looking for is going to be.
Have we seen anyone check Spike Cave yet? I don't think we have.
Maybe because our players have been low hearts and they don't have any vulnerability item. So yeah, Spike Cave is still there. And do correct me if I'm wrong, but since they don't have Birna or the Cape, it's not in logic.
That is correct, yeah. And, that brings up an excellent point, Marjevich, is that just because you can sequence break doesn't always mean that you should, because sequence breaking can set off a chain of events where you get so far outside the logic that you go down a rabbit hole that you don't need to go to and could end up losing you time.
Yes, that is the problem with sequence breaking at times. Some players still decide to disregard the logic completely, but there is a reason why the logic exists.
Right. And Dr. Bob showing that blind doesn't care what weapon you have. It's going to take the same number of hits regardless.
Yeah, blind only cares about getting touched in the head.
He is a little touched in the head.
I mean, technically blind is blind, so blind doesn't know what is hitting him. I guess that makes sense.
Sure, video game logic. We love it.
Yeah, of course. Always.
All right, so Dr. Bob is going north here. We know that's going to be an excellent choice for him because that is going to give him the fire rod that he needs.
Not if he's going this north, though.
Oh.
He may make the eastern choice following this.
All right. We call it Value Woods for a reason, so you can certainly understand why he's making this choice. We just know in this particular game, probably not going to help.
Yeah, this time it didn't really give us much, did it?
No, it didn't, but, you know, we still have the possibility that that lovely Bombos medallion is hiding out on the pedestal, so there's always that.
Well, as Zelda takes down Lanmolas there and gets the Ice Rod, the thing is that even though that is possible, we still need the hookshot and the flippers to even be able to access that.
Right.
And we've been looking for these items for a very long time. Someone here is gonna do this mushroom glitch here with the Cane of Samaria to trigger the bat.
Bake powder. Gonna get a batarang for his troubles.
That makes some sort of sense.
It does.
Huh. And Selgan now will be able to get the bow. And if Gamercal's gonna make this play here into Turtle Rock, this is still fine because he's also just gonna be locked out after the first chest.
Right. Let's see where Dr. Bob goes now. After Skullwoods, obviously.
He's gonna try and hover again.
Come on, man.
I think he's having some fun here. Let the man have fun.
No fun allowed. It's a race.
No. That key wasn't fun.
No, not at all.
Meanwhile, Gamercal, Turtle Rock will get locked out after the first chest, and Selgud is in Palace of Darkness, Eastern Palace. I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, amazing. It's like deja vu all over again.
Problem is that he's already been to these dungeons in the past, so this is him taking a double dip.
Just a piece of fart on Bumper Cave, so nobody's going to be coming back for that, but looks like Dr. Bob will finally get his fire rod here, and I think after that he's probably headed straight to Turtle Rock. And good,
yeah,
Zelda with the swag. Yeah.
I've not seen that one before. That was really something. Gamercal making the spy cave here has a red potion and a fairy, so he can do this, and someone has Pyramid Fairy in logic.
Yep, and it looks like that's exactly where he's headed.
Lots of interesting plays going on at this point, and Spy Cave is not one of them apparently, and Bob will be able to get his fire rod after this cave. I don't even know if Bob is gonna head back to Sahasrahla and get himself his red mail later on.
I would think at some point you have to, right? Because it's the green pendant. It's sitting there. You know Sahasrahla's got something.
Gamercal, Ice Palace, or are you just gonna do a regular good old fake flipper to Sora here?
And Pyramid Fairy has nothing as usual. Just 3 bombs and a big 20.
That was not worth the investment.
No, not at all.
You have to think at this point that the play has to be Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I can't think of anywhere else I'd go right now, particularly if I'm Dr. Bob. I'm like, oh, I just got the fire rod, Turtle Rock. Let's go.
I think from our perspective that maybe everything else has even been checked.
I can't think of anything that's overworld, at least, that's been untouched except for Ether tablet.
Yeah, and by the logic, you can't go into Swamp, you can't go into Ice, you can't get into Mire.
Yep.
So Turtle Rock must have something.
No,
What
they can do.
We don't know.
Oh, wait, that's right. You can't get into Mario. They don't have the medallion. Never mind. God.
Yeah, still need that Bombos. Bombos for Meyer and Hookshot for Ganon's Tower.
And Dr. Bob forgetting there for a brief second that he didn't have the hook shot. This could be interesting too. When runners go into Turtle Rock out the hook shot, you always have to see if they remember that they don't have the hook shot and they go down on the platform in the fire rod room as opposed to up.
And the Ether tablet has also apparently been checked, so well, Turtle Rock it is, and someone has no magic. Oh no!
Oh no!
Conveniently, there is a full magic you can pick up here in Super Bunny Cave. That's still a very unfortunate time loss for him.
Yes.
Also, he hasn't even
of course
been here, so it's not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, not the end of the world, since he does have the mirror, can just mirror right back.
But Bob, he is going in.
And yes, this
Gamer...
would be a sigh of relief for Bob. Okay, all right, now I can complete this darn dungeon.
So all of our players have Fire Rod and Lamp, except for GamerCal, who has neither, but will get the Fire Rod now.
I doubt that GamerCal... I don't know, GamerCal might pick up the lamp if he saw it. He probably...
This is likely gonna leave him to Desert, that's gonna give him the Ice Rod, and then he's gonna go to Turtle Rock after that, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or he does Pyramid Fairy, because he will have access to that after Desert, and that will give him the lamp, because he's not been at the pyramid yet. Choices. Also, Selge's killed a boss.
That gives him his 4th crystal, which really, when you think about it, doesn't put him too far behind Dr. Bob.
No, I think he's just gonna head up to Turtle Rock now as well. Everyone's just making the call. GamerCal is not doing that. He decides that he wants to go into Ice.
Yeah, it's possible. You know, Ice Palace could have the Bombos medallion. If it does, he saves a whole lot of time not having to go and double dip Turtle Rock, which is where we all think the flippers are.
Yeah, that's the thing, since he doesn't have that Ice Rod, because you do know that a double dip into Turtle Rock is not required.
It probably is, but it is by the logic, though, if the flippers are there.
What?
So well, no, okay, you're right. It wouldn't necessarily be a double dip. I'm sorry, but you would have to go to Turtle Rock and then you can't do Turtle Rock last. Is kind of my point.
Yeah, you don't have to make an additional visit up to Death Mountain.
Right.
Which does take a minute or two. Do you see the half magic in the Chain Chomp chest?
That is one of those items that you're not gonna. You know you don't need it. But
you're never gonna say no to it.
Yeah.
Well, we have 2 players in Turtle Rock. Zelda doing the Pyramid Fairy for nothing, and GamerCal with the sequence break into the Crystal Ice Palace. He's gonna set up the bomb jump here.
So Zelda, I think, is gonna do the glitch here with the bomb, which is amazing. Nope, you missed it.
Oh, the hook shot in Turtle Rock!
Oh, wow.
Well, that changes things, but
it does.
It doesn't open up all that many locations. That's just Hookshot Cave?
Yeah,
like
Hookshot Cave or Hookshot Cave, and I still expect to find the flippers in here, which means we could have Bombos Medallion in Swamp.
Or on the pedestal.
Yeah, but nobody wants that. Except maybe the chat.
I know. We don't want pedestal seeds, you know. GamerCal is still the only player with the book.
Yeah. So much so that I don't even remember where he got it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Where was the book? Like, huh?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, the Smith.
Yeah, that's right. Wordsmiths. Thank you, Iceman. Iceman, indeed, are one of our
2 trackers here today, together with Michael K.
Yeah. Gotta have 2 trackers for a 4-person race. 1 person would just go nuts.
Did you go nuts for those 20 rupees in Mimi Cave?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let me contain my excitement.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Okay, back to Turtle Rock. Gamercal has found nothing yet in ice.
Yeah, there is a whole lot of nada.
And Zelda is most likely also going into Turtle Rock. Everyone's going into Turtle Rock today.
It's the happening place, man. The joint is smoking.
The rock party with a turtle.
Yeah. And of course, the obligatory, why are there no turtle enemies in Turtle Rock? Why are the turtle enemies in Pod? There we go.
Because Nintendo designed it that way.
Because they wanted to make Turtle Rock the Mario dungeon.
You know, you gotta pay tribute to the franchises that you yourself created. Well, Laser Braid's 4 items. 1 must be a small key.
Yep.
Gamercal heading towards the coast there now.
I say kind of the last chance for anything to be an Ice Palace in this. If there isn't, then Gamercal will have wasted time full clearing it when the rest of our runners are going to get to go mode clear.
Bob, careful, Bob. Okay, small key is really good if Gamercal finds the good stuff up here. Or in here, I mean. If hookshot here from coast there, but... I know there's a logic for it, but I don't remember it.
Gamercal in a bit of trouble right now. Cold Steer does hit like a freaking truck.
Even with Red Mail, and Bob is having a lot of issues here on Laser Bridge. Someone is here now.
Yeah, Bob doing Laser Bridge, still a little bit better than I would do it.
I mean, he hasn't died yet, so it's better than me.
Alright, and no, the flippers were not in Turtle Rock. Very, oh no, Gamercal taking a death on Cold Steer. Please tell me he has a fairy. Oh, he does. Whew.
He had that prepared earlier for Spy Cave and didn't need it then. Bob is taking a different trip here.
And dancing around the pokey there, I don't blame him. Yeah, flips could be on Trinex. So, if they're not, I have no idea where else they could be.
Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, Hookshot Cave, you're right.
That's the only one. That's the only thing that the hookshot's unlocked here. But that's literally 4 item locations. But you know, Hookshot Cave is right next to this place, so not gonna take too long.
Alright, so Dr. Bob does not have the butter sword. We thought he did, but still not too tough of a Trinex fight.
I mean, he does have the butter sword. Commentators are never wrong. It's just a miscoloring, you know.
Exactly. It's a graphical glitch in his version of the game.
Yes. No, really, we don't know.
Okay.
So
Ice Palace, a bust for Gamercal. He did flips on Trinex. Told you flips were going to be in Turtle Rock.
You still check Hookshot Cave.
Oh, I agree.
While you're up here before you leave.
100% agree.
And we know that Bombos is not in ice. It cannot be in mire, so it's swamp. And we have sequence broken all the flipper locations, I think, except for maybe Hobo. So swamp or pedestal.
And GamerCal's the only one who can check pedestal.
Yeah. So, how much will our players do if the bombos is not in this chest?
And it is not.
It's not. No, so do you go into Pendant Swamp, or do you do all of these overworld locations like the Smith Chains that only GamerCal has done?
I think if I'm Dr. Bob at this time, I think I probably end up doing the Smiths.
Yeah, because he hasn't done Skull Woods either, so he's still like Pendant Dungeon's a bit
Right.
lower priority for him than say Selgadisen, who may decide that Swamp is the play.
Right, someone looks like he's going to check out Spike Cave while he's up here. Probably a pretty good call.
And sadly, not anything there.
Nope, just a triple boom, but I mean, still a good call based on his knowledge.
Well, Bob is doing Skull Woods.
Again, not a bad call.
Yeah, but you know, he really doesn't want to go into Crystal Ice then. I mean, I know some other players don't like to make that choice. I know Andy, for example, doesn't like to go into Ice unless he's in Go mode, but do you go into a Pendant Dungeon that you have, like, beaten 2/3 of already?
Yeah, it's just one of those things is everybody wants to Go mode clear Ice Palace because everybody hates Ice Palace.
Like Swamp. It's weird. People are starting to like Turtle Rock, I guess.
Yeah. Well, when it pays off as often as it does, you get to like anything if it pays off.
Indeed.
So it's going to basically be the first player to find Bombos is going to really have the advantage here.
Yeah, and well, it must be in Swamp or Pedestal. And I don't know if Hobo has been checked or not, but I think Hobo has been checked.
I can't imagine he hasn't been. I think Zelda did his Jesus walk from Hobo, so
Yeah. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to sit here and wait. So, yeah, hi.
fantastic weather we're having here in Hyrule. Have you noticed that it only rains like at the beginning of the game? It never rains again.
Yeah,
So it's always great weather in Hyrule.
Yeah, this eternal spring day, I guess.
Yeah.
And then rains during the night. But the night is pretty short. It's like sometimes there isn't even a night, and the other times it's somewhere between 4.5 and 6.5 minutes as Bob takes on Mothula. That's a bit more important.
Yeah, that was starting to look bad for. Oh, that's right. It does rain in Misery.
Yeah, but that only lasts until you cause some explosions to happen.
As Chet says, yeah, Breath of the Wild, too much rain there. It does. Like, rain in Breath of the Wild was your worst enemy.
Oh, I love the rain so much.
Unless you were climbing.
Yeah, sure. This isn't Breath of the Wild, this is A Link to the Past, and here rain has no impact.
That's right. Alright, so where is Dr. Bob going to go? Okay, Dr. Bob's probably going to check Pyramid Fairy. So he has not checked Pyramid yet.
Or he's making the Swamp Call.
Oh,
Yeah,
possible
I mean,
as well.
this could be that as well. Someone is going to check these water locations and may go into ice after this. So, right or down? Well, right it is.
Pyramid Fairy. All right, so here your question's about to be answered here, Marjavich. What is on Hobo?
I mean, I don't remember what it was, so...
I don't either.
Where's Bob going? Bob? Bob? Oh, so 10 arrows on Hobo, but Bob, yeah, Bob, you forgot to buy the bomb. Oh, Bob, please. That's a Selgas. not really having any difficulties with Trinex here.
Yeah, if you got Butter Sword, Trinex is a joke. I think probably the Trinex fight is where Butter Sword probably makes the most difference of any fight in the game. It's certainly helpful on Ganon, but time-wise, as long as you have some type of, as long as you have the cape, you know, the risk there is nil.
Yeah, absolutely. The main difficulty in the Ganon fight is if you don't have silvers, getting the pattern for that and getting the torch glitch, and Master Sword Ganon can be quite tricky because there's a lot of spins you have to do to get to phase 4.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's an interesting thing that you mentioned there, is because since like version 28, the past couple versions of the randomizer, I have done maybe 2 or 3 silverless Ganons. Like the silvers have been readily available almost every time. Oh, Dr. Bob gonna check and see what the Pyramid Fairy will fill his bottle with, and today it is
Da-da-da-dun.
a B-Torp.
Whatever. You can sell it for money, but you know, you don't need money.
Yeah.
They could do the tear strat from Tuesday's race, which was to fill all your bottles with bees and then go and kill Ganon.
What does that do for you? Other than,
I mean,
you know,
it's
cool.
fun, you know? Bees.
Swag,
Bees
got it.
Ganon. Yeah.
Swag.
Definitely.
Yeah, as it goes on, Marjevich, we called it earlier. It's got to be either Swamp or the Pedestal, which is drudgery no matter how you look at it.
Well, you know, Ryu, is it left side Swamp or is it Pedestal? Or is it in the big chest and the big key is in a really bad location?
I'd really like to see it left side Swamp. I mean, I'm sure Pedestal wouldn't be bad. It'd be interesting because I'm not certain that I've ever commentated a Pedestal required seed. I may have one, but so that would be interesting. But left side Swamp would probably be more interesting because you know somebody would skip it.
Yes, that is the thing. I've had a Fire Rod Pedestal seed, so different kind of fire, I guess. Oh, it's just waiting here, but Zelda is going into Swamp before doing Ice Palace.
That is a bold move. I wonder what his thought process is.
I don't want to do ice. I just don't want to do ice, I guess.
There's that. I mean, there's also the fact that there's only 3 items in ice, and that dungeon is so slow to clear.
He was the only player with 2 pendant dungeons cleared, as stated earlier. Bob did go back and clear Skull Woods, but he is the closest to the pedestal at this point, so why not?
Yeah.
If you are betting on it being on pedestal, then this is the call to make.
True. And he may feel, because of how long it took him to get those Titan's mitts, that he's way behind.
Yeah, he had to make 2 trips into Pod and Eastern. That took a lot of time, so he may feel, yes, I'm behind. I have to make a risk here and go into this pendant dungeon. And we know this is the right call to make.
Right. Regardless, it is the right call to make. Whether it's in here, whether it's on the pedestal, all of our runners are going to be taking a visit to Swamp.
Obviously, being the first one to make that trip will put you in the lead.
Yeah.
But you know, if it is on pedestal, do you go and check it immediately? You have a lot of other places to check first. I imagine he will, but he could decide not to.
He'll have all 3 pendants. I can't imagine not going to check pedestal.
GamerCal, is that... Wait, how was that death? I didn't see. Okay, yeah, just reset for hearts, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I figure. If I see GamerCal dead there, I have to assume that was an intentional death for hearts.
Arrow capacity upgrade, that's a 2nd item in Swamp. Gamercat is still only on Master Sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a rough Trinex fight for him.
And Zelda is just going straight back into Swamp Palace. He is not. He's not going to do left side. Now, obviously, he may come back. He will come back, but
since the first two chests had items, there is a possibility that both the two left side chests are the mapping compass. And he is looking for one item, and this allows him to check the highest quantity of items in the shortest period of time here in Swamp. Map is not one of them. The V key is not one of them.
No, but he could have gone right up that staircase and checked the big key.
Yeah.
But if he's coming back in anyway, probably better to mix that in with the other route. Okay, so we'll see. If Bombos is on Argus, Zelda is in go mode.
Gamercal slashing away on this... What is Trinex anyway? Like Moldorm's older cousin or something?
Turtle snake. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Zelda looks like he was trying for the dash strats. They didn't quite work out. That is a really, really, really hard thing to do.
Someone is going Swamp. He does not have Skull Woods done. Or wait, he's going Bombo's Tablet. But he could go Swamp after this.
All right, Argus is down. 300 rupees on Argus, so Zelda almost certainly going to head back in and check left side. Remember, he's already found the big key, so pick that one up on the way too.
There are 2 items left in Swamp, 3 locations left to check. Meanwhile, Bob is in ice. Gamercal will fly... Is he checking the pedestal?
He may be.
This looks like a pedestal check.
All right,
we may find out... We will find out where the Bombos is first. Zelda Distant or Gamercal.
Drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen. Nah. All right.
We'll get the big chest here first.
Not it.
There's just 1 item left in Swamp. This is literally a 50-50 situation here, and the Bombos have... No, I can't see!
No! No!
Game, why do you do this?
No!
Why do you do this? Okay,
why did you pause right there?
I could not see what that was.
I couldn't either.
Okay, but look where Gamercal is going. Look where Gamercal is going. So it may be... I mean, if he's going Swamp... But on the other hand, he's checked basically everything, so I don't know what he has left to check. But wouldn't you do... Oh yeah, because you can do Skull Woods and then just
and then go
mirror.
Straight to pedestal, yeah.
So... It is... I mean, we don't know because the screen paused for us. Well, this is a 50-50. There's 1 item in Swamp towards the pedestal, but seeing how Gamercal is playing this, you have to think it's a pedestal.
Bad. Yeah.
We will know when Zelda opens up these 2 chests here. One is map or compass, the other is an item. We will also get to see here by Gamercal how many chests he's gonna open here, because he's just looking for that 1 item.
Yep.
But meanwhile, Zelda here will open this chest. That's it, the compass. Gamercal is opening the chest. Maybe...
Remember, Gamercal only has Master Sword, though. He might be looking for Tempered.
There it is! It's not on the pedestal, it's left side Swamp. And Zelda is in go mode.
At 124.25.
Well, so It was close. It was a 50-50, you know. It doesn't get any closer than that.
No, not at all. So
I'm sorry, Ryu.
That's all right. It's all good. I remember I said it would be interesting if it were left side swamp, and it was left side swamp.
Yeah, this actually makes it more of a race, because GamerCal's gonna be able to get it and then only has Meyer. Someone is gonna be able to get it and then only has Meyer. Bob is gonna be able to get it and then only has Meyer. Zelda, who gets it first, he still has to go and do ice, so we have a really close race on our hands.
Yeah, indeed. I see GamerCal is going to be full clearing everything, because obviously he knows that it's not the pedestal, so he's going to have to open every chest here in Swamp. Let's see if he does left side. If he does, that'll make up some time on Zelda.
Nope. And this is interesting, but in the end, first two chests have 2 items. Left side could have nothing, so...
Yeah.
And we know it has one thing, but that's the thing you're looking for.
Indeed.
And seeing where Zelda is going, is that a perfect mire?
I think it is a God Mire. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna be losing any time to some silly big key location in this seed.
Yeah, very, very nice. I'm sure Zelga's happy to see that. All of our runners will be happy to see that, because Meyer will, of course, be all of their last dungeons.
And someone has taken down Argus. GamerCal will be there soon. Still have to wait and see. Oh yeah, Bob, you need to get the key first.
Yeah.
Where is Bob going to go? And there's also the question, GamerCal needs to go back in after killing the boss, which someone is doing right now.
Yeah, looks like Zelda tried to do the spooky action glitch, but did not work.
Yeah, that is one weird glitch. So 4 out of 4 players here. GamerCal, I'd say, is in the worst position, simply because he's still on Master Sword and he's not gonna get another sword.
No, I can't imagine he will, because his other 2 swords are at Catfish and
Shovel, I believe.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna go there when you're in go mode.
No.
Chances are he's also going to open some additional chests in Ganon's Tower. That's going to take a few seconds. Also, the giant eyeball is dead.
Yep. But Zelda, as you pointed out, Marjevich, Zelda still has to go to ice. So, but he will be able to go mode it. So.
Yes, he will be able to do that significantly faster. Just needs to get that bomb jump first try. Bob also going to the boss first, so everyone taking the same route, but GamerCal is also going back in and will get his bombos for go mode. Oh dear, I mean, looking back at this race, when Zelda didn't get the mitts, got them really late, didn't have the bow, went Pod Eastern, lost a lot of time by having to backtrack there, and here he is, the first in go mode.
Yeah, and this is interesting. Dr. Bob is going to skip Argus and go up top and open up the big chest.
And he's going to visit this room here that actually exists in Swamp. You never actually see it, but it's there.
Wow, I didn't even know that room was there. No, of course.
But if he goes left now?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. So he's going to save some time there. Come on, Bob.
No, Bob, you don't have the key. You don't have a key. You need to pick up the key first. Oh, Bob.
That's all right.
He's still saving time. He's still saving time. I mean, it's gonna be really close here between our racers.
I think so. But here's Zelga here. Bomb jump, and he's gonna go straight down to Cold Stare, and with gold sword on Cold Stare. Come on, Zelga, we know you can do this bomb jump. You're looking like me, man.
Someone's got bombos. Gamerkel will have it in 1, 2, 3, like 5 seconds or something. There we go. Zelga here definitely has the edge. He's almost done with ice. Gamerkel someone still has to go through Mire. Bob still has to pick up bombos and then go through Mire.
Bob didn't reset the switch. Oh no.
Oh. And you need
and it's
to
on the right side.
No.
Oh no, Bob.
Oh.
You hate to see that sort of thing happen.
Yeah. It's a calculated risk that it's on left side. The most left. No, this is what makes left side just bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Poor Bob. You know, the thing was, Bob was probably in the best position at about 45 minutes in, and had been that way for a good 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes of the seed. He had routed everything so well. But,
yeah, he was the first with getting the bow for Eastern Palace of Darkness.
Yep.
Never had to double dip anything. Made a great call here in Swamp as well to skip out on the boss. And sometimes your brain just kind of decides to stop functioning, you know?
Yeah.
It happens even to the best of us. And I'm not included in that category because I'm not good, but you know.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Zelga is headed up to Ganon's Tower, and we don't have the official game, but there are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower in which the big key could possibly be. Get your guesses in the chat right now, and the winner will receive absolutely nothing but possible recognition.
Wow.
I'm guessing 13 because 13.
You know, I do want to see Bob die, but I feel like the only Bob I respect has suffered so much, so I'm not gonna take a guess today.
Zelga is headed up there.
This one time I will spare Bob in Ganon's Tower. One time. It will not happen again, I swear.
Well, Gamercal and someone both in Mire. Bob is about to go into Mire, but Zelga is heading to the Ganon's Tower. And Rasta13, thank you for the sub, much appreciated.
Gamerkill still doesn't have lamp.
And why would he?
He never went to the pyramid to pick it up. Obviously having some issues here. Someone will be our second player who will have all the crystals.
Yeah, so of the 3 Dark World dungeons that have dark rooms in them, Mire's probably the most difficult.
Yeah, I mean, Aga 1 Dark is harder, but who does that, you know?
There are some crazy people
I have commentated races where people have done Dark Aga 1, but I still just... Why?
Yeah.
Why even bother? Also, force left side in Ganon's Tower.
Yep, no key.
So no making up time here, and, well, that key will be picked up, so I guess... I don't know how to feel about this situation. Yeah.
Rip Bob.
But, yeah. Oh, poor Bob. And I'm confused.
It's okay to be conflicted.
Thank you. Gamercal's down with Vitreous, There's the cape, so I guess you can do Spike Cave now.
Zelda making good work over here.
You can do Dark Magician straps in Ganon's Tower.
Good.
And that could be something that could possibly edge out. Zelda finds a use for the boomerang.
I think even with that, I think Zelga's got this of these 4 runners.
This is definitely his race to lose at this point. Gamercal, of course, only with the Master Sword will struggle on the Ganon fight.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he is not going to get another sword, so...
It's gonna have the slowest Ganon fight of our players here. I don't think the Gauntlet is going to matter too much, but Ganon does matter.
Yeah, well, some of the enemies in the Gauntlet do take 2 swipes of the Master Sword, so... Man, so we are looking at, that was 13, so my guess was wrong. But we're looking at behind Armos or right side for the big key.
Yeah, and someone is going straight left, or am I seeing things? Ooh, Bob, down to 1 heart.
You got it.
Yeah, it's just free from here on out.
Yeah.
Gamercal's going right. Will be forced over to the left.
And Ice Armos shouldn't last long at all here.
No Dark Magician. And we will find out if that strat is beneficial here. Maybe. Maybe?
Yeah, no.
So,
yeah, no.
So pretty clear here. Zelda distant in the lead, someone in 2nd place, Gamercal in 3rd, and Bob in 4th. But Bob could still make up because Gamercal only has the Master Sword. And Zelda has absolutely everything he needs for this. 15 hearts, red mail, silver arrows, gold sword. Got the cape, got the Burna. I guess both of them were in Ganon's tower?
Yeah, they were.
Huh. I guess Ganon really doesn't like Spike Cave.
Not today.
Which means that Mirror Shield was required for Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
How many shields do you see here?
Well, there are a couple that people just didn't bother to pick up. Because there was one in Spectacle Rock Cave. I can't remember where the 3rd one was.
Tower of Hera had 1.
Yeah, and that's why all of our runners have a shield, because it was in Tower of Hera.
I can't remember where the 3rd one was, and apparently didn't matter. Yeah. It can't have been in a chest, because then it would have had it, so, like, I don't know. K45? No, I don't think it was. Wait, Graveyard Ledge?
Yeah. No, I don't remember. Well, whatever.
Oh well. No one really cares. What we care about is Zelda being able to take down Landmolas here. Having some difficulties landing these silver arrows, though.
Yeah, but the Butter Sword only takes 2 slashes, so...
Gamercal doesn't get the bonk past the teleporter, but instead decides just damage boost him. Because if you're taking damage, you can't use a teleporter. Bob kills Bob. That's weird.
Bob aside.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing now. Meanwhile, Zelda is just breezing through this gauntlet Just some minor difficulties with Landmolas, but everything else really smooth.
Yeah, it's hard not to be smooth with butter. See what I did there?
No.
Butter, smooth and slick. Come on, guys. All right, I'll be here all week. I'm a dad, so that was a dad joke. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Okay, more important business here. There's no reason for Zelda to open any more chests.
No, without question.
And both someone and GamerCal are moving up the gauntlet.
Zelda powdering those that bunny beam and the anti-fairy to fill up on health, because why not?
This takes like a second.
Oh! Troll Dorm strikes again.
Well, maybe you should have tried the hover, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe just hoping that Moldorm decides to behave.
There he goes. Toast
That's
Storm.
what you want to see. And with that, only 2 obstacles remain for Selga. This room and Agatu. Because Ganon is not really going to be very difficult for him.
I doubt it. I mean, look, granted, we have seen the best fall on Ganon.
We have.
We've seen some of the best fall after beating Ganon due to a bug.
Yeah. That's also been a thing.
Oh, Zelda misses all of them there due to that configuration of Aga clones.
He is still almost done with it. Meanwhile, GamerCal on Landmolas, that's a perfect 1 cycle for him, and Agatu goes down for Selga.
Yeah, nicely done. Got a triple, I believe, on that last round. And of course, the flute only works at the top of Ganon's tower in the Dark World, because of course it does.
Yeah, even if you don't have it.
That's right.
I mean, it's based on, you know, convenience in game design.
Yep.
This game wasn't designed to be randomized after all.
But it just works so well for a randomizer.
I know! Zelda using that torch there so he doesn't get knocked back as much when hitting Ganon. Well, 2.5 hearts. No hugs. Maybe he still has the fairy?
I think he does.
Yep.
At this point, so you just don't worry about it. Be like, why do I want to spend the menu time and the refill time when there's a chance that I won't get hit again?
And someone has already reached Aga 2. GamerCal will move into Landmolas now. Or a little bit of Moldorm, I mean. It's a different kind of snake, I guess.
This should be a double. There it is. And
one more.
That should do it right there. All right, so barring that aforementioned bug, Zelda will finish this in first place among the 4 that we have here. If you give me a minute, I will... All right, so Zelda finishes with an official SRL time of 1:43.45. That is good enough for 4th place in the overall race. First place went to Saberwolf 44 at 1:40.59. So you know, Zelda only about 2.5 minutes behind the first place finish. So GG's to Zelda in this qualifying race.
Also, congratulations to Gem, who finished 2nd in 1:41.54, and Sabotender in 3rd at 1:43.02. I mean, this was a seed that it took you a lot of different locations, to say the least.
Yeah. And I think that's by design. I think that you know, in a lot of prior versions of the randomizer, people were making complaints that, oh, this was all, you know, why do you never check overworld in this version, and then another version it was like, oh, well, everything's in the overworld. And I think they've hit a good balance between over and underworld or dungeons, etc. Oh, that's oh, I thought someone had set up a triple on Ganon there, but I think they've hit a good balance with version 29.
I think so as well. And just as someone finishes off Ganon, he will sadly not finish in 5th place. That will go to Liam Atlas at 1:45.14, and here someone in 6th at 1:45.26.
Now we do have Zelda waiting here in our setup room here. I'm going to go ahead and bring Zelda on in. Zelda, GG's, first among the 4 racers that we featured here on Speed Gaming 3, 4th place overall. Very nicely done.
Thank you, GG's, and GG's to everyone else as well.
So what do you think about that seed?
Oh man, I got baited hard at the start by did full cleared Thieves Town, got a blue boomerang as a prize. Actually, no, sorry, a red boomerang as a prize. Full clear Skull Woods, get a blue boomerang as a prize. Oh man, those were good feelings.
Yeah, so of the 4 racers that we featured today, yourself, GamerCal, Dr. Bobtastic, and Someone 325, all 4 of you actually got jebaited into completing Green Pendant Thieves Town.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, especially at least when I got over there. I didn't have too many more options left, so it just felt like the right play to make, and it was just total garbage, like it always is, because that's how pendants work.
Yeah. All right, we also have Someone 325 here in our waiting room. I will bring someone in, or someone is here. Hey. Someone. GG's, 6th place overall in that qualifier, so very nicely done. What were your thoughts on that particular seed?
I thought the seed went pretty well for me, since I found boots on Death Mountain before going to Dark World, and then running everything nicely.
Yeah, I think you were the first among the 4 featured runners today. Yourself, Dr. Bobtastic, GamerCal, and Zelda. You were the first person to find the boots, I believe. But very interesting, though, that all 4 of you did get jebaited into the Green Pendant Thieves Town.
Yeah, I just thought that would be like a safe play. If something's there, that'd be great. If not, well, not many people would skip that, I think. Especially in like a qualifier type situation.
Yeah, we were saying that as well while we were commentating the race. Is like it's tough to resist Green Pendant Thieves Town, because Thieves Town is almost always the first dungeon that you're able to complete in the Dark World.
Uh-huh.
And that shiny green pendant, it's so tempting.
That shiny green tempted many players, including GamerCal, who is in here with us, finishing in 7th place at 1:47.27. 2 seconds ahead of Mackings, who finished in 8th. So, GamerCal, hello there.
Hi. I'll keep this brief because I've got a lot of stuff going on at the moment. Opening was about as good as you could possibly get for this seed, up until about 12 minutes. And then the next 10 or so was complete utter disaster, and late boots kind of pretty much sealed the fate. I think I did okay once getting that, but you can't really recover from that in this sort of position, to be honest.
As we speak right now, Dr. Bobtastic is heading on into the Ganon fight. So well done by all 4 of our featured runners today. Just That darn Bombos, huh?
The bomb burst wasn't even the problem for me. I think really the problem was I didn't want to go to Death Mountain because of having Titan's Mitt so quickly. It's like, well, I don't really want to go Death Mountain now without the hookshot because I'm going to be missing a bunch of stuff up there. And so that kind of cost me from getting boots for a long time. And, well, this is exactly why I don't check the front of Pendant Skullwoods for Monday. Because I'm convinced the lamp was there. I'm pretty sure somebody picked it up, but I'm convinced at this point the lamp was in there.
No, lamp was actually on Pyramid, GamerCal.
Huh, okay. Well, fair enough. I guess I might have checked that if I still didn't have Bombos out of the Swamp Palace. Who needs it anyway?
That's right.
Yeah, the Bombos location was interesting because, like, at that point, all you needed was Bombos, so you had to decide between, like, you want to check Overworld, you want to check, like, Ice Palace or Swamp Palace.
Oh, I'd already done Ice. I'd done Ice basically as a sequence break, thinking, well, here's hoping I can sneak something out of here, you know, as a thing for it, but no such luck. And then I guess getting the Ice Rod at Desert was like, well, I don't really have much of a shot but to go for TR at this point, and you know, seeing hookshot was fine, that's good, no hover shenanigans this one. Then the flippers, and I was like, no, because I was thinking, okay, now I have to check the pedestal, because if it's pedestal bombos, then, well, one, that might be something that could bring me back, but also that pretty much settles exactly what I'm going to do next if it is. But then I went and did Swamp anyway, but so what do I know, right?
So Dr. Bob Tastic finishes in 11th place overall with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, 8 seconds. So GG's to Dr. Bob Tastic. So our four runners, you know, all four finish in the top 11. How many folks were racing? 38?
There were over 30 at least. It was pretty big.
So very nicely done by all of you. GG's.
Yeah. So, like, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's not like I'd be fine with this if this was a weekly. As a qualifier, I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually going to want to do any more of them, or if I'm going to want to just focus on commentary at this point, because I'm pretty sure this already is like, yeah, you're not going to be top 8. So,
top 8 is like,
unfortunately,
top 8 is like super rough, because you pretty much have to get like top 3 or top 4 in like every race to be guaranteed in.
Yeah, that even sounds like that might not be enough, to be honest. The way, if I'm understanding the way it's scored, it almost feels like if you don't win at least one of your races, it's probably not happening.
But it's all due to averages and all this other stuff factored in. So, you know, a first place finish in one race might be better than a first place finish in another one. But
yeah, it's an awesome system, but it's a case of, well, looking at it with how strict it is to get up to the top. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna.
A first place race, first place finish in any race is going to be the same as any others, but in larger races, second or third is going to do better than other races.
Right. So that's why I'm not too worried about getting the 6th in this race because of such a big race. But if I got like 6th in a smaller race, it might have been more of a problem.
Yeah, I had no illusions about coming anywhere close to qualifying for this. But let me tell you, I would rather. I just kind of want to finish with a respectable score. I don't really want to be top 8.
Yeah, and that's a perfectly good thing to go for as well. And it's mostly on my side because I'm looking at commentary stuff as well, and I don't have that many of these I can do because any one that's in the nighttime slot is at 2 in the morning start. So I cannot do any of those, and that rules out more than half of them because that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, you know, if I need to play for and commentate a bunch of them as well, I don't know if it's going to be worth continuing on with them. I might do one more and see how that goes, but at that point, we'll have to make a choice.
All right, gentlemen, that is just about going to do it for us here on Speed Gaming 3 today. Again, one more time, GG's to all of our runners, Zelga Disan, GamerCal, Someone 325, and of course, Dr. Bob Tastic. GG's to all of you. Thank you, everybody, for watching today. And remember, if you enjoyed what you were seeing today, and how could you not, make sure you give these 4 runners a follow here on Twitch and stay tuned to the Speed Gaming family of channels for the rest of the 2018 Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer Open Mode Summer Tournament. And runners, I'll give you guys the last word before we sign off.
That's great to hear from you again, Ryu. Yeah, it was a decent enough seed overall once you get past derping around for like 10 minutes at the start. But hey, it is what it is. Decent enough. Get some Master Sword practice at least. And yeah, I don't know.
So I just wanted to make my one comment about this. I felt like I was actually destroying this thing early on, and then Left Side Swamp happened. And when Left Side Swamp happens, I lose. That's how it works.
Is that the contract you have with Swamp Palace?
Pretty sure it's somewhere in the fine print. And I did some really dumb things early on because I found the flippers, right? And they were on Trinex, but I was like, this isn't in logic because of Laser Bridge. Because I didn't have Brian or Cape, or I hadn't seen all 3 shields, and I was like, I don't want to go into any flipper locations because it's not in logic. And then I was like, well, there's probably another shield. Just stop being dumb and just do it.
Zelga or someone, any final words before we sign off?
I'd say just GG's to everyone in the race. This was a interesting seed, at least. I don't know if I'd say it was good, but interesting. And obviously, thanks to you guys for hopping on the restream, the commentary, the tracking. It's all really appreciated.
Yeah, GG. It's been fun. Definitely do more of these in the future.
And Roger. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phantom Ryu, signing off for now. Thank you for watching, and the final word will go to my co-commentator, Marjavich. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.
Well, of course, our next race will be at 9:15 p.m. later today on Speed Gaming 2. You can either participate in it yourself or watch it. And also thank you to our trackers here today, Iceman F1 and Michael K, as well as No Name 4444 for helping out behind the scenes. Follow all of our Twitch channels, Speed Gaming 1 through 6, ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 5, and Speed Gaming on YouTube. And with that said and done, I hope you see you all in the not too distant future.